the way to the quarter note. Keep the line.
When they first contacted us about doing this piece, my initial reaction was, oh no.
It's very rare these days for an orchestra to perform Daphnis and Chloe with dancers.
I'm Marianne Tobias, and this is what I do at the ISO. I write program notes, such as these, for Daphne and Chloe, and they will be printed in a program book. I'm your musical tour guide, so to speak. I've been doing it for 23 years. So whenever you have voices in a score, they are put more or less down toward the bottom of the page, usually in the middle or maybe just above the strings sections. And in this case, the voices add another timbre, another color. So the voices are used like an instrument. Rather than presenting a big text, they're adding coloration, and so it's an instrumental kind of use of the voice rather than presenting a text.
I hoped I could get through my career without it, but as we're getting into it, I'm enjoying it.
It's difficult for me to imagine this situation, but I think that the problem might be that I will not hear them very well. So for me it will be very difficult to judge the balance between the orchestra and the chorus. So that is why we need many rehearsals before, and I probably would need to ask assistant conductor to conduct it, and I would need to go to double check if the chorus and orchestra is equally audible in every part of the audience, and this might be quite a challenge, because even when we set the balance there, it doesn't necessarily need to sound like this when I'm standing during performance.
This is a really demanding piece for the choir, and it's also a piece in which the choir isn't center stage. We're on stage, which is great, but we're, as I understand it, going to be behind a scrim and probably only partly illuminated, so it may be that people don't see us at all. And at times it's scored in such a subtle way that it may not be evident to the audience members that a choir is singing. They may think it's kind of a strange woodwind instrument or combination of instruments. That said, it's extremely challenging from a melodic and a harmonic standpoint for the singers. And so I had kind of hoped to avoid ever having to do this piece. I don't know if I should say that. We've done parts of it before and I've loved it. It's very exciting music and it's very beautiful. Now that we're getting into it, I'm having to reevaluate my former opinion, I guess, to be fair, because it is such ravishingly beautiful music. It's thought to be Ravel's best piece, and for us not to have the chance to sing it at some point would really be a loss. So I think I've come around to being a big fan of the piece now.
Ready, strong, oh!
What are the challenges of having the chorus so far back on the stage?
So I think it might be difficult, really, because normally, even in the orchestra, when the chorus is on the back of the orchestra, you have totally, even in Hilbert Circle, you have a totally different sound that comes to the audience. Like, for instance, when I conduct, I hear orchestra 3 times stronger than the chorus, which is on the back. So that is why, like, whenever I do a choir, this is actually a very unique way of scoring. It shows Ravel's mastery of orchestration, because it's a very unique way of using human voice. In this score, it is part of an orchestra. It's really because there is no text, so they either sing with open mouth, but only on or with, sometimes for special effect, they're murmuring with in Italian it's called a bocca chiusa, or murmuring, so that they close their mouth, and they make these charming imitations of nymphs and creating a very special color, very special mood for this for this story. So it's really unique orchestration.
It's beautiful.
Yes, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Daphnis.